Hi there, this is Jenny Schwartz, and I am doing my article review on the effectiveness of community-based early intervention based on pivotal response treatment. So my focus was the pivotal response treatment. I wanted to learn a little bit more about the background and how I can use this in my classroom, and obviously the effectiveness. The main points of my article, the study was done on 118 preschool age students that were on the autism spectrum disorder, and the treatment included two different parts. The first part was some pretty intensive parent training where they spent about 1 week, 3 hours each day, being trained on pivotal response treatment and how they can implement that in their homes. The second component is a therapist implemented, and this is also very intensive. I think what surprised me the most with this study is learning that the study was taken over the course of a year, but parents and therapists worked very, very closely for several hours. So the therapist had very intensive time with each student, and it started out with 3 hours each day for the first 6 weeks, I believe, and each time the time got a little bit less, but very, very intensive, much more intensive than I was expecting it to be. And then the students are also getting the additional support from parents from their training at home as well. So the study kind of combined both the pivotal response treatment and also positive behavior support. The positive behavior support was secondary in supporting the students. All students were grouped into 3 different groups. They had students with higher IQ, moderately low IQ, and very low IQ. And this is where they kind of gathered their data. The emphasis of the study was on expressive communication skills, specifically child-initiated interactions with either peers or with adults. And the secondary emphasis was on building play skills and increasing some of the functional skills in everyday routines. With pivotal response treatment, the main form of the treatment focuses on teaching skills using motivational strategies. So they are looking at what motivates the child and following the child's lead, like I said, to figure out what motivates them the most. It also focuses on teaching the child how to balance new and previously learned skills. So if they are learning a skill in the home, they also teach the child how to transfer that into other parts of their life, whether it be a child or a classroom setting, or perhaps with other caregiver routines. And then it also provides reinforcement to the student, and the reinforcement is very specific to that child's interests and needs. The article was very informational. What I was a little bit surprised, it's very scientific. It provides a lot of data and numbers and percentages, and to be quite honest, it was difficult for me to understand some of their findings, aside from the fact that ultimately the authors said that the results were encouraging for this relatively low intensity community-based intervention program. So ultimately they did see a lot of gains in the students' cognitive, social emotional development, adaptive, and pieces like that. What I was really hoping to see a little bit more of within the article would be some more background information on specifically what activities, how did they implement this? How did the parents implement it more at home? And how did the therapist implement it, whether it be in the home or in a child care setting? And a little bit more information on what that looked like. But yet I understand that the purpose of the article was to do this study. I hope that information helps you learn a little bit more about my article. Have a great day. Thanks.